Hey everyone, we are trying this again. I know that the first Be Live didn't work out so well. We had technical issues. Sorry about that. We're making it work. Hopefully, you guys can see us this time with no problems. So go ahead and check the comments. Let me know if something's wrong and we can move forward. All right. So, Jen, you can
My
either do
volume.
your
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? How about now? Can you hear me now?
yeah. So it's double check test mic, right? Let us know. So I'm gonna do a little breakdown of Jen again, and I don't know if some of you heard it or not. So Jennifer Grace, she is a Hay House author, the author of the month for August. She wrote the book Directing Your Destiny, right? She had so much acting tools that she brought into the manifesting world. She showed it to so many different people, and everybody was in love with her book in the very beginning. She went through so many struggles and ended up becoming a Hay House author and ended up making it live between radio show. The two people, go Jen, say their names.
What?
Esther.
Yeah. So what she's trying to tell you is once I got on Hay House Radio, I had a really fortunate, wonderful spot, and I was sandwiched in between Wayne Dyer and Esther Hicks for 3 years. So that was a wonderful way to get my work out all over the world.
So, with that said, she became the queen of clarity, right? Just how so many people are known for different things. She's known for her clarity catalyst and just being a clarity goddess, is what I like to call her. I think that's better than queen of clarity, just to let you know. And she is my mentor. I've known her for a while now. I see that some people are officially getting on, so please let us know if you can hear me and Jennifer Grace, if you can see us live and in person. Okay.
Yes, hear me.
Yep. Okay. I think we're good.
We're
We're
good.
gonna we're gonna keep moving forward, guys. Let us know. Jen, I don't know if you'd like to do a small breakdown again.
Sure. Absolutely. So
Cool.
I know you guys are in week 4, which is the final week. Woo! You made it. But just to kind of give you a recap of where you have come from, this amazing journey. Week 1 was all about becoming the writer of your life, right? And we did that because in order to get from where you are to where you want to be, you want to understand and get that clarity on the 2018 feel-good movie starring you that you are going to write. So we did the practices of mindfulness and meditation and journaling and really went inward, got crystal clear on what are those intentions? What is the movie that I want to write for myself? And then we went into week 2, and that was an opportunity to become the producer of your life. And of course, I use these metaphors because before I was a transformational coach, I was an actress and a filmmaker. And the producer's job on set is to make sure that everything is flowing seamlessly. So our job as our own producer is making sure what's flowing seamlessly is that it's in alignment, everything you think, believe, and feel. In order to manifest the movie of your life, which is being channeled through your consciousness, creating your reality, what you think, believe, and feel must be in alignment. So you can't just be thinking, happy thoughts, but you don't believe them and you don't feel them. So we worked on the first 2, believing and feeling, in week 2. We wrote our intentions down. We got crystal clear on, what it was that we were going to create for ourselves. And then we got to work on reprogramming what I like to call the itty bitty shitty committee that lives inside of our heads. You read those powerful intentions that say, I feel blessed that I am in a healthy, conscious relationship. And then the itty bitty shitty committee comes on and says, you're going to die an old lady with 20 cats. There's no men in Miami, right? You got to reprogram that. And I think it's really awesome, Jaslyn, that, when I met you, you were not in a relationship. I don't even know what you were in. It was some convoluted situation. From doing the work in the CIJ Clarity Catalyst, you got your SHIT together. And did did a lot of deep work together for you to reprogram and rewrite those limiting belief systems, you know, knowing that you are worth it, that you are good enough and strong enough and powerful enough to manifest the man of your dreams. And now he's shown up.
I'm so lucky. And I'll be honest with you, the first time I read this book and now that I'm reading it again, the reason I wanted to share it with you girls in this month, in August, is because I believe I met Jennifer in August. I wasn't even sure. And I was like, man, that was the first time I picked up this book. And how amazing would it be for my 1-year anniversary of knowing Jennifer Grace and reading her book to go through it again. And I have noticed a huge difference from the first time I read it to the second time I read it. So you girls have this book now, and you girls get to see what you were like in a year from now. Like Jen mentioned, I don't even want to talk about my very toxic relationship a year ago. I went through a crazy self-love journey. I've got it on Facebook. You can watch it. My boyfriend watched it, and he's like, "This was you." I was like, "Shh." Right? It happens, right? I have to put myself out there. So he started doing that, and he was like, wow, you changed so much. He's changed so much in his little journey. And I have to thank my journey, definitely Jennifer Grace. She's been an angel in my life. So thank you, Jen, really quickly.
You're an amazing student, you know.
Thank you.
Work. It's not just reading the book, you know. I mean, read a book. It's getting up every day and doing the practices and being committed to the life that you are creating for yourself. And it doesn't happen overnight. You know, it's a process. I always kind of make the analogy of, you know, if you want a fit body, you're not going to walk into the gym and do a workout. You know, you're going to have to go every day and get a trainer and a mentor and have somebody hold you accountable. And that's really what you did with me. You know, you allowed me to be that trainer for you, to hold you accountable, to take you to the next level, right? So that you could manifest everything, but you did the work. You know, I know that you do the work. It shows. You have a beautiful career and a man, and like, it's amazing. I know that we all, you know, when we do this, we get to wake up every morning excited and, you know, lit up and juicy relationships. And, you know, that's what's possible for everybody, but it doesn't happen overnight. You know, it works when you work it. So that was week 2. And then week 3, we went into, you know, the last part of becoming the producer is the feeling. And when I went on my journey, you know, I had watched that movie, The Secret.
Yeah.
Everybody's still good? Everybody still hear me? Just doing a little check. Are we good?
I think we're good. I'll let you know when the comments start popping up again.
Okay, great.
Comments just letting us know that we're good to go. You guys can hear us. You guys are liking our information. Make sure you can ask any questions you want in the comments as well. I will pop them up and Jen will answer them, okay?
Okay, awesome. So I think the most important week is week 3. And that's because, you know, when I went on this journey and I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, I had watched that movie, The Secret, and I was so excited. I ran out, you know, to Office Depot. I got my glue stick, my poster board. I came home. I frantically cut out pictures of the man of my dreams and the job of my dreams. And, you know, I put it up on my wall and I stared at it and nothing happened. And I was like, you know, like, what do you mean? I thought this was the law of attraction. Make a vision board and just think positive thoughts. And, you know, it was like that movie didn't come with the manual. It didn't tell me that, you know, just because I was thinking positive thoughts, if I didn't believe it and I didn't feel it, manifestation couldn't occur. And I knew that there were tools out there to help you think, you know, with your intentions and work your belief system with the affirmations, but there was no tool to have you feel it. And I thought, you know, as I started doing this work, how am I going to teach my students and myself to feel love if I'm lonely and single? How am I going to teach them to feel abundant if I'm broke and they're broke and we're like, you know, feeling fear and stress and anxiety? And slowly I started to, you know, manifest and things started happening for me. And I was sharing this with my students and they were like, what are you doing? You're doing something that you're not telling us. And I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Things are working. What's happening? You know, what's happening? And I was getting in touch with the emotion. whatever was on my intention, which is why I make the intention cards, I feel blank that I am now. I feel ecstatic. I feel overjoyed. I feel blessed. I feel grateful. I was dropping into the feeling while I was running those mind movies in order to manifest. And when I started studying this stuff, we are all, the way that we work with the law of attraction is through the 0-point field, according to quantum physics. And in this 0-point field, everything is connected. It's kind of like in the Star Wars when they talk about the force. So this is a force field, right? It's connecting all of us right now via Facebook. And the way that things come in is magnetism, right? And it's on frequency. So if you're tuned to the radio station internally of fear, anxiety, sadness, anger, depression, guilt, shame, you're emoting that. And what happens is more of that comes in, right? So I was switching my radio station and switching my channel using mindfulness and meditation and journaling, and really getting in alignment with joy and peace and gratitude. And so in that workings, also when I would do my daily manifestation session, I was unknowingly using the tools that I'd learned as an actor 20 years ago. And when my students asked me what I was doing that I wasn't sharing, I watched myself and I was like, oh my gosh, I am using my actor's tools. So that was what week 3 was all about, teaching people how to use the substitution tool, going back into past memory, evoking the emotion. So while you're manifesting, you're actually churning up a past memory of feeling that love and that excitement and that joy and that gratitude, because sometimes you wake up in the morning, you just can't get yourself there because your life is shitty, and you're broke and you're lonely and you're like, ugh. So you go back to a time in your life where you did feel that love, you did feel that joy, you did feel that gratitude, and you use the sense memory of what is the smells that day and what did I feel like that day and what was going on, and you start to remember and you get the feeling going. And once you get the feeling going, you start to project that out into the future. And the next thing you know, boom, you're writing your future life script. You're feeling it. You're believing it. It's the whole thing is like going on. The endorphins are going. You put music to it, and it's a big old party.
I think I just realized something.
What?
And this is pretty interesting. When I was a kid, and I write this in my about page, like on my Facebook and on my website and stuff like that, I used to read fantasy books. And it was mainly because I was so lonely when 6th grade, for example, all I had was a book. I always carried a book with me because I didn't want to hang out with people. I loved fictional characters more. And it was because I had an emotional attachment to them because my outside world was bad. So you're mentioning this memory bank. I'm thinking first off of the Inside Out movie, right? And it popping up with a little bubblegum, da, 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 da. I don't know what that song is, but it's always stuck in my head now. Yeah. And the second thing is, me reading books as a kid and really focusing on those memories. And for me, when you were mentioning that, and when I was going through week 3, sometimes maybe I couldn't think of a past thing that was like that healthy, or maybe it ended up badly. So I go into a book and I end up thinking, well, I read this book and they had a happy ending. I want that feeling. Interesting. I just caught myself. That was interesting. All right, go ahead, Jen. I feel happy.
That was week 3, just writing the movie scripts of your life and using past memory to kind of churn up the emotions to get you there. And that's what accelerates the manifestation process. That's what really accelerates it. And I think music is a phenomenal way to lift your mood, using the acting tools, the music, running those mind movies, and, just seeing it, believing it, and feeling it really makes it come into fruition. And try, So here we are at week 4, the final week, and it's all about becoming the director of your life. So there are two things that directors say most, and that is what, Jaslyn?
Cut.
And cut, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it was funny when I was writing this book how like perfectly the metaphor fit. It was like never had to square peg round hole this whole like movie formula into this book. It was always like so perfect. So
Jen, you see it?
Yeah. All right. So let's
you want to read it?
I struggle with going into scenarios like this actor thing Jennifer talks about, like imagining the future of the past and going into certain feelings and characters. Well, it just might be something new for you, something you've never tried before. So it's not really something that you've ever done. And I just think with anything that you do that's brand new, it just takes some time and some practice. So writing them out first and foremost really helps. Like, thinking about a day that was just an amazing day. It was just a really, really good day, and just writing down everything you could remember about that day and how wonderful it was. And, just sitting with that day and just being with that day and remembering that day and allowing that emotion to come through you. And then when you start feeling like the gratitude of that day or the love that you felt that day, and then just start to imagine yourself very gently, feeling that gratitude and love again of having your life purpose and being able to do that work in the world that feels, meaningful and fulfilled, or having that partner come in and imagining them walking through the door. It doesn't even have to be this big old scene, and just feeling that gentleness, that gratitude, like, wow, they're here. So it doesn't have to be this big old thing, it can be very gentle and very short and sweet, but just getting yourself there instead of feeling frustrated and angry and upset that you don't have the money that you want and the job that you want, or you're feeling stuck, or the partner, it just moving out of that field of frustration, very gently and very quietly getting yourself to that space, of just feeling it.
Mm-hmm.
That helps a little bit. Doesn't have to
Let us know in the comments. Yeah.
Great.
I feel like that helped a lot. That made it clearer for me, at least. Let's see if it made it clear for them as well.
So for week 4, we've got action and cut. And, in order for these intentions to come to fruition, I think the big mistake a lot of people made when they first saw the movie The Secret was they thought they could sit on their butts, eating some popcorn, staring at the vision board, and like the love of their life, the job of their life, whatever they wanted was just going to pop magically into the middle of the living room. And the fact is, there is the art of getting your ass off the couch, and that's what makes shit happen. So, breaking down in week 4 each intention, looking at the intention I had to become a Hay House published author. I had to first write a book. And there is will and there is grace, right? Will is the action, the tenacity, the perseverance, and grace, is the surrender, the letting go, the allowing, where you find yourself at the right place at the right time and everything comes to fruition. So with the action, being super clear on what it is that you want to accomplish, breaking it down into small bites, and just doing a little bit every day. When I wrote my book, I was like, oh my God, it's going to take me years to write a book. And then I just did the math and I figured, wow, if I need 50,000 words for a book, and if I could just write 1 hour a day, 500 words a day, in 4 months, I will have a 50,000 word manuscript. And when I did the math, I'm like, oh my God, I can do that. So of course I had to create my author hours and be super committed, have a coach hold me accountable to doing what I say and saying what I do. So I had a great coach, and every week I would send her my pages and she would say, great, got it. And at the end of the 4 months, I had a 50,000 word manuscript. And then it was time for the surrender, the grace to arrive. I had done all the will. Now I needed an act of grace. And grace comes in the quietest of moments. It's just a whisper sometimes. And I heard, somebody say, call your ex-husband. And I was like, what? Who said that? Call your ex-husband. I'm like, that must be grace. So I called my ex-husband and very excitedly just told him offhand, I just finished my 50,000 word manuscript, and, it'd be great if I could just get it in the hands of Wayne Dyer, because he was the top author at Hay House. And he turns around and he goes, oh, Wayne Dyer, we're going to be with him next week. And I'm like, what?
Ridiculous.
His new wife, his best friends with Wayne Dyer's daughter, Serena. The next thing you know, I'm at the Soho House. I'm meeting them. I ask him if he would read my book. He says, no problem. Gives me his home address in Maui. When he gets home, I send him the book, and he circles back and he says, tell this girl she has an original contribution to the topic of manifesting. She has discovered this tool for the feeling, right? And that was the acting tools. And that was chapter 3, week 3. And he was like, so anyway, long story short, he sends me to this contest Hay House has. I lose the first one. I'm not giving up. I go back to the second one. I win it. And there I am. I got my book deal. I have a radio show. I'm sandwiched in between Wayne Dyer and Esther Hicks for 3 years. My freaking career goes off the charts. I get to be in touch with people all over the world and change the lives of thousands and thousands of people. All because I declared it. I set an intention. I said, I feel ecstatic that I am now a Hay House published author without having written one single word of the book that was in my head.
Yeah.
And that starts, guys. I declared my boyfriend. I feel grateful that I am now in a healthy, conscious relationship. You declare it. But I think the most important thing is, that action where you have people hold you accountable, to doing what you say and saying what you do. And that's really what we do in the Clarity Catalyst, the course that Jaslyn took with me. We have this amazing, tribe and a way for people to be in action and to take it to the next level, because it's all great when you write the cards and you meditate in your journal, but if you don't do the follow through and you don't really, keep up with it, it doesn't happen.
Perfect. And I know at the end of the book, you have the daily routine for manifesting your destiny. So we went over the 5 senses check-in. I have it as a little unit event for you guys as well. The next part was vocalizing your daily affirmations with powerful intentions. Jen totally went over that already. Step 3 was heighten your emotional state, which has to do all about that feeling, right? I feel blank, that I am now blank with our intentions. Step 4 was performing a sitting meditation. Some of you ended up posting a few meditation altars or areas that we had where we have maybe a pillow, some flowers, maybe a diffuser, whatever you've got, you put in a little corner. You just sit there every once in a while. I do that in the morning. Thank you, Jen, for that habit. That's a great habit. Step 5 is do a gratitude practice, right? And that's where you really just sit down 3 times a day. I like to add just making 3 different gratitude practices, because sometimes I caught myself when I'd say the same ones and it became less and less grateful for it. So I switch it up. Even if I'm still saying, like, I'm grateful for my boyfriend for making dinner last night. I am grateful for my boyfriend for getting me flowers. I'm grateful for Jennifer Grace for the Clarity Catalyst, everything that she's taught me in the last year, right? So instead of saying I'm grateful for a specific person, I add in details afterwards that can make a difference, right? So that's what I do. Step 6 is do a generosity practice, which is just be kind, right? And Jennifer Grace says, give away clothes and just give them away. Don't worry about it. Take them out of your closet. Go into a volunteer place and put that out there. So those are different practices that you can do daily to change your habits, right? Jennifer Grace, a couple of days ago on the 23rd, today's the 27th, so about 4 days ago, she did a free Freedom Formula workshop for us. That's her giving, right? And she really gave all she had in that. It was like an hour long, I believe. I think you went over the hour because you were so excited and like extravagant about it. And she had
4,000 women on that call.
Yeah, 4,000 women. That was so crazy. I was hearing that and I was having a moment. It's like, go Jen, she's done it all again. So Jennifer Grace, and by the way, girls, Jennifer Grace recently switched over to just having girls, and she still had this amazing outbreak of people show up, and she gave it all. She gave us the future self meditation that I've given you girls. She was doing that live in person. She went all out. And by the way, my father was in the room and he was in shock. He's like, wait, I paid for the course, right? I'm in the course. I'm taking that in fall. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, you're good. You're good. So he's super excited to be a part of it. And Jen, if you want to talk a little bit about the Clarity Catalyst, which used to be called the Creative Insight Journey, go ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah. We've recently renamed Creative Insight Journey the Clarity Catalyst. And the reason why we renamed it is we just went back and asked all of our students, like, why did they come to the course in the first place? And they all said it was to get clear. And to me, clarity is the key to freedom. You know, getting that clarity first and foremost, and then, you know, getting all the tools to get out of your own way. And then finally, you know, having the courage and the confidence to really step into that next level of your life. So the next course that we're starting is going to start on Sunday, September 9th. And
I will be there.
Yay! And actually, for anybody that signs up in the next few days, they will get an additional bonus, which is the Money and Miracles 4-week course, and that's a value of $297. So maybe you want to pull up the link for them, and they can just go check the page, and they can see, you know, how every single week breaks down, what they're going to get for the class. The website is www.cijclaritycatalyst.com. And like I said, if you sign up in the next couple days, you will also receive the Money and Miracles 4-week class to really understand how to work with the quantum field to manifest abundance and get your financial SHIT together. So that's a great bonus. And what I'm so excited about is also the master teachers that we've brought in. You know, these are New York Times bestselling authors. These are incredible healers and coaches and leaders, some Hay House people. There's one woman in week 5, she does this like hand analysis stuff where you find your life's purpose through your hands. That's amazing. And then Colette Baron Reed from Hay House, she is incredible. She does a whole piece on intuition, how to tap into your intuition with oracle cards. And, you know, there's so many bonuses that are part of this class that you don't just get me, you also get all these tribe leaders along with the class. And then Jazz is going to be co-leading a tribe. So I'm super excited to have her a part of that. So you get to keep her as one of your coaches as well.
I get the co-teach.
You know, and I would love for you guys to check it out and see if it resonates with you, and have you join our next 8-week journey and really just have that support and that tribe and that team and that blueprint to take all this Directing Your Destiny information and really make it a reality. You know, this is just the tip of the iceberg of what we've done. I think there's, you know, 9 practices in DYD. In CIJ, there's over 60 practical tools to take you.
So just to let you guys know, anyone that ends up popping up and into this, I'm going to be there for you. I'm going to be the main one that you guys talk to outside of Jennifer Grace, of course. I'll be helping you girls along the way. I'm super excited. I'm one of the Clarity Catalyst certified teachers with Jennifer Grace. She certified me the beginning of this year, I believe. I'm not even sure. Yeah, the beginning of this year I was certified, and now I get to teach it with her. So I'm super excited to invite all of you to come join us. It's going to be awe-inspiring. We're going to have a couple other booksellers, so it's still in the same field. Like she was talking about earlier, it has to do a lot with accountability and support, and it's all females now. So we continue that sisterhood, but now in a different environment. So we get to grow. And I don't even want to know how many other people are going to be there, but it's definitely going to be different women, different female entrepreneurs, all coming together to be able to do this, to really focus on self-love and be there for each other. So I'm a happy camper. I'm going to put it up one more time. I know it came off. CIJClarityCatalyst.com. I will post something about it in a little bit if you girls want me to. So please just ask. You can Facebook message me. Jennifer Grace is always on the book club. So if you at her, she'll for sure respond as well. So please let us know. We'll be here for you. Yay. All right, I'm not seeing any questions, so I think that we're good to go. Jen, thank you so much for being here and spending time with me. I know it's close to 8 and you have to go, so namaste. Love you, girl. Love you. For sure text her. Yay. Bye, everyone.